Beginning by the lakeshore of Wastwater on the very western edge of the Lake District, the route takes me along the road and up along a path next to Nether Beck. At the head of the valley, the path passes around the north face of Haycock and across gentle moorland to the summit of Caw Fell. Retracing my steps, the route then heads to the top of Haycock before descending its southern slopes. Continuing south, the path heads steeply up Seatallan before gently descending to Beghaus and Buckbarrow for dramatic views over Wastwater. The path back to the car follows country lanes past Greendale to the car park by the lakeshore. Wasdale is one of the most remote and beautiful valleys in the Lake District. It sits on the very western edge of the district and is home to Caw Fell Pike, England's highest peak, and Wastwater, England's deepest lake. This quiet route takes in Caw Fell, Haycock, Seatallan and Buckbarrow, a total of 4 Wainwright Fells. The area is secluded and far less popular than nearby peaks of Great Gable and the Caw Fells, but just as beautiful with breathtaking views. The route begins by following roughly a kilometre of country lanes towards Wasdale Head. A faint path branches off left just past Goatgill, which contours the fellside and begins to head towards Nether Beck. The path becomes more obvious nearer the beck, which is also the point where 2 beautiful waterfalls are encountered. Set deep within a small ravine, the short detour to see the falls is well worth it. A second ravine further up the valley offers more views to nearby waterfalls, including this one along Black Beck, which cascades over the cliff. As you make your way further north, Haycock appears to stand at the head of the valley. The route actually passes around this peak first, so there's still a fair way to go before that Wainwright Fell is summited. So far, the ascent has been gentle. At the start of the walk I was at 70 metres above sea level, and I've managed to ascend 1,000 feet with minimal effort thanks to the gradient. As you reach the head of the valley, it's here the path begins a steep 900-foot ascent to the col between Haycock and Caw Fell. A faint path branches off to the left and heads steeply up the side of the valley. A brief gentle section in the middle allows for easier progress, but some wetter sections can really slow you down. As you arrive at the col, there is a small cairn and stile. Head over the stile and turn left up the slopes of Haycock. The dramatic views back to Caw Fell and the Caw Fells are spectacular and only get better with height. Before reaching the summit of Haycock, a faint path skirts its north face and leads you west towards the craggy peak of Little Gowder Crag. Blengdale stretches out in front of you once you reach the other side of the wall, with the vast Cumbrian coast to the north and south. On a clear day it's even possible to see the mountains on the Isle of Man 45 miles away. With Caw Fell just half a mile to the northwest, it's easy walking around Little Gowder Crag with paths either side of the Great Wall that runs straight over the fell. At some point you will need to cross the wall via one of the many stiles, as the summit of Caw Fell lies just to the north and is marked by a large cairn. Caw Fell might be a fell top rarely visited by walkers, but its views of the spectacular mountain scenery around Ennerdale is breathtaking. The fells of Haycock, Pillar, Scope Fell and Steeple are all seen from here, as well as the entire high-style ridge on the other side of Ennerdale, and the great moorland peaks of Wope, Lancrig and Iron Crag sprawling out to the west. The path up to Haycock backtracks along the same path, past Little Gouda Crag, and follows the wall straight up to the summit. Haycock is the highest peak on the entire walk today at 797 metres above sea level, with its boulder-strewn summit marked by 2 cairns and a shelter. The views from this lofty position are undeniably spectacular, with some of the Lake District's most iconic mountains in clear view. Heading south from the summit towards a small rocky knoll, there is a narrow grassy rake just to the southwest. This grassy gully is the best way down off the fell on its south side and leads you down past High Pike Howe and across marshy ground near Pots of Ashness. The seemingly inaccessible fell of Seatallan stands directly to the south, but a surprisingly easy but steep path leads you all the way to the summit plateau and its commanding view over the Cumbrian coast. A trig point and large cairn mark the fell's summit, which offers a slightly restrictive but still spectacular view to many of the surrounding mountains. The large cairn on Seatallan, now changed into a shelter, once used to be a huge Bronze Age cairn. Slowly destroyed over time by many walkers moving rocks and stones, this site was likely the burial place of someone of very high regard, with clear lines of sight to other ancient prehistoric monuments. The descent back down to Wasdale follows a straight path southwest to Cap Bealds. The path, although wet in places, is easy to follow and the easiest way off the fell. The cairn on Cap Bealds marks a turn south for the path, where it continues to descend towards Glade Howe and onto the final Wainwright of the day, Buckbarrow. Buckbarrow's summit is marked by a small cairn on top of a large rocky knoll. It's set back from the cliff edge to the south, where the best views are to be had. The plunging cliffs of Buckbarrow's south face are its most impressive natural feature. The fell drops away 1,000 feet to the fields below, backed by Wast and the immense Wasdale Screes. A walk to Buckbarrow is simply incomplete without exploring this rugged cliff. The descent down from Buckbarrow follows a faint path west and sticks close to Beck before arriving at the road. A turn left, followed by a mile and a half of country lane walking, leads you straight back to the Lakeshore car park. This section is made all the better by the superb views of the Screes on the other side of Wastwater.